Welcome back to the podcast called Tell the World. I'm your host, Ota. So today we were talking about how this pandemic has really slowed everything up. I mean, for some of us who have a business, whether it's a big business or a small business, things are going to be behind and some things are going to be high in demand for some of us. And, in my case, mine is real slow because some of the products out there that I do use is just slow getting because you know people are at home now, so a lot of people are being more creative at home, and the supplies are just not out there in your local city to get at the moment, and there's going to be delays. There's going to be sometime your package may not even make it, and you have to get it resent back to you. So this is what this coronavirus has done to the world. It has slowed up everything for everybody. So in the meantime, we just have to do other things to keep ourselves productive and just get into other hobbies and just I guess we have to be patient with this. It's good to have other things to do and not depend on other things. Sometimes things are gonna happen, and sometimes it's just out of our control. And this is what creators do. They're always able to go and be creative in other things. It's not good to be in one space. It depends. It just all depends. But in this day of time now, this coronavirus has really taught me how to be better in other ways and understand that sometimes things are gonna slow you down and sometimes things are gonna stop you at that moment. And so you have to find other avenues of doing other things to keep you going and keep your creativity of yourself going and be more influence out there to the world as well as to yourself. So don't give up. I understand the patience, but patience should always be a practice. It's going to wear you down, but in life, you're going to understand that patience takes time. You just have to deal with it. In the meantime, I mean, like the port, which is in Long Beach, the Long Beach side of California, where most of our demands of what we order from overseas, big companies like Nike, them, and just corporations, small businesses, food businesses, they order stuff from overseas in quantities, and all of those things that people have ordered are bagged up on that port, miles and miles and miles away, bagged up. So it's gonna take a little time. They're saying like within December, maybe longer, for people to even get their packages. So right now, everything, you know, um, business wise, supplies wise, are gonna be on a little hold. It's gonna be like, a shortage, because of how the pandemic has put so much behind. So we just have to just give it a little bit more time, which is gonna take a little time. So meanwhile, in your craft, if you can kind of upgrade from like some people who may be able to make prints can sometime go to embroidery, and that can kind of like save your business a little bit, so that keeps you going, so you don't have to put your company or put your store on hold because you're still able to produce. So that's why sometimes you have to, do things in multiple ways for a backup, just in case. But I mean, ordering things right now is going to be kind of hard. Within the states right now, you can still order things, but it's just going to take a little bit more time. Made in the USA sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Made in the USA means that you can get it quicker. Overseas is going to take a little time based on, what we all are dealing with right now. Now, let's get into this. Facebook. Facebook was down. Shit was crazy. People were frozen. people were panicking, or were they panicking? They shut Facebook and Instagram down. Why? Why were they doing it? Were they scrubbing some shit out that they didn't want to leave a paper trail on? I mean, it's weird shit. They still didn't give a good explanation about it. But that lets you know about having an outside activity when you're confined in um, social media. Uh, a matrix of our own or someone else's matrix that we go inside of. One day it may shut down and you may not be able to get in until it comes back up. And that's what it did. Did the world stand still? Luckily for myself, I'm able to do my podcast still without social media. Luckily, those platforms will always be available. Even if it wasn't available, I still have avenue ways to direct some of my shows that I do. So, just in case, man. But you know what? You just don't know. You can't depend on these people because you just never know when shit goes down. Stuff get crazy where you have to switch up. You just got to have a plan B. You got to have a plan B because you just never know how things are going to go and become a situation for you where you have to be put on hold. Your company gets put on hold. Your products get put on hold because of a platform that's not even ours. Um, there are people out there who are building platforms right now, just in case they get kicked off, shit goes down. They're able to create their own platform where you could roll over to their platforms. I think we all should look into that. I think Black Planet is coming back. I believe they're gonna be bringing their site back up. Hopefully, they can do some different things with it to get it popping. I mean, back then, Black Planet was like a little bit what you call it, too much sexual exposure was on there, where a lot of things were looking kind of weird. Um, it was too sexual for certain ages to be on there to see things. Don't get me wrong, Instagram is just as worse. Instagram is just as worse. But they have control of their their site, so they can turn it on, turn it off, and we're caught between a lot of drama, a lot of things that are not safe for our children, not safe for anyone. So sometimes you gotta go and build your own shit and operate from there. What can we do different? The rules will always apply on how groups are operated, how you create a group, as well as if you create a site. It's your job, if you're the administrator, how it's being ran. You have to deal with the complaints. You have to follow up with these complaints because what I learned on Facebook, which is weird, because I had created this dreadlock group, and a lot of people would complain about certain people saying certain things that were disrespectful, and then you would try to address it. And sometimes it doesn't do any good to address some of those issues because you figure some of these adults would behave like adults instead of kids. And then you'll get that other person that may say something negative, like your group ain't like it used to be. I'm going to go to another group. And then you realize to yourself, wait a minute. The other groups is just as worse. They're doing the same thing. So creating a platform is hard. And I think it's even harder when you're making money. And some of the things that we have to change up, or let's just say for Facebook situation, money was just their main priority, versus understanding the people that go on the platform and post their pictures up and, do certain things on there that just make them happy, or people who like to go to groups that they could be able to socialize on it. So hopefully they clean it up. Um, Anything in life can get addicted. You just have to have an outside life besides that, and never let that one be your only life. That goes for a relationship. Always, it's good to have a relationship. It's good to even have more a healthy relationship, but you also have to have yourself too, your time to do things for yourself, to still grow within yourself as well as your relationship. So it's like we have to split our lives up and do other things away from each other. You got to go to work, so you can't always be together. So, we still have to try to make money and try to do those things. But meantime, we just have to just find something else just in case and create something else just in case the platform goes down again and some things change. Because you just never know. You just never know. So you just have to just be creative from other platforms and stand on your own and be able to continue to keep going. Um, but that's weird. Like they shut down for what 6 to 8 hours. I mean, I wonder what that did to people business wise. Uh, and some people are addicted to the things, but we all are addicted to something. I don't care if it's food. I don't care if it's exercising. I mean, when you go a day without doing things, how you gonna feel when you don't do them? So it all falls into place. Being maintained within yourself and just trying to just keep yourself together and just concentrate um, on just holding yourself together and not not get rattled when your favorite store is not open. Not get rattled because you can't do what you normally would do every day. So always have a little patience for yourself and just wait till they get things together. Meantime, guys, I think I wanted to dedicate this show to a friend of mine who passed away. We used to do some podcasts together. We did a lot of Zoom last year, and we were just really doing a lot of work back then. And he unfortunately he passed away, and I kind of took that a little bit hard because I'm so used to hearing his voice. But I want to send condolence out to the family, to the kids, and I'm just heartbreaking about that, and hope that the family's doing well. Um, Life is short. One day you're talking to a person, and before you know it, they're not here anymore. So just have to just keep going, keep living, and treat each other with respect, love each other, and be kind to the world. When the world is cruel to you, still show kindness regardless. And we just get it together, stay focused, stay blessed, and you guys, just take care of yourselves. And that concludes the podcast called Tell the World. You guys have a blessed evening, blessed morning, blessed day.